Law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. The core principle here dictates that when you are the weaker party, never fight for honor's sake. Instead, surrender immediately to buy time, recover strength, and wait for your opponent's power to naturally wane. So, what is the core philosophy here? Fighting a losing battle out of pride or honor is a critical strategic error. By surrendering when overpowered, you achieve several strategic advantages. You can deny the kill. You deprive your opponent of the satisfaction of utterly crushing you in battle. You disrupt their momentum. Yielding and appearing compliant often throws the aggressor off guard, unsettling them and creating confusion. And you can buy time to recover. Surrender grants you the physical and temporal space to build up your strength in secret. So, what are some strategic steps to applying this law? To use surrender effectively as a tool for power, it requires deep self-control and calculated maneuvering. Submit physically, but resist mentally. Outwardly display complete compliance to lull your enemy into a false sense of security. Inwardly, maintain your resolve. Avoid the temptation to flee. Running away often prompts the enemy to chase you down. By surrendering and staying close, you position yourself exactly where you need to be to strike back when the time is right. And wait for the tide to turn. All power fluctuates. Eventually, the conqueror's resources will stretch thin, or they will succumb to arrogance and infighting. Patiently wait for this moment of vulnerability to strike back. Let's talk about a couple of historical and practical examples. Let's talk about King Gojian of Yu, which was in ancient China. After losing a war to the state of Wu, instead of committing suicide or fleeing, Gojian surrendered and worked in his enemy's stables. He played the role of a loyal servant until the Wu ruler let his guard down and released him. Years later, when Wu was weakened by drought and internal conflict, Gojian attacked and conquered them easily. What about the danger of refusing to surrender? There's an example of this using the Melians. In classical times, the island of Melos, or Melos, depending on how you pronounce it, refused to submit to Athenian dominance, choosing to fight for honor. They lost heavily, and the Athenians wiped out their entire population, almost to the person. There is a key exception to this rule. The only time you should avoid the surrender tactic is if the enemy is intent on offering no terms but your destruction. If surrendering offers absolutely no path to survival, you are at risk of martyrdom, in which case fighting to the end may be your only alternative. So this is a general idea of the 22nd law of power. If you've not done so, I would highly suggest that you go back to my channel and watch and listen to laws 1 through 21. There's also an introduction video there that will give you a better idea of what all of this is about. But if you don't quite understand what I'm talking about today, going back and watching the other videos in order will help you. Each law of power builds on the last one. Also, if you would like to discuss this, feel free to leave a comment, or you can join us in the live stream. I don't mind discussing anything with anybody. Anybody that's, been around me knows that, as long as we can keep it respectful, decent, and it doesn't become super disruptive. I post these videos in this series to try to help everybody understand how not to be taken advantage of, to teach people just a little bit more about how the world works. And I hope this helps somebody. But I hope to see you soon. Everybody have a good day.